Thank you, friends, for joining us for this webinar today. We really appreciate you being on time. And I'm sure all of you are keen to know how we can, move to Europe. And in this webinar, we are going to discuss exactly why Portugal Golden Visa is one of the easiest and fastest way of not only getting residency, but also citizenship in a European Union country. And we are really privileged to have with us today Mr. Jerry Morgan, President of the Mercan Group. Mercan Group has been one of the pioneers in the immigration industry. They have been operating in North American market, specifically US and Canada, for over 30 years now. Mercan Group has entered Portugal in 2016, and in just about 5 years, today they have become one of the biggest hotel developers in Portugal. Not only that, more than 1,000 investors have trusted Mercan Group by investing in their properties in Portugal to get Golden Visa. So Jerry will be talking to us more about the Mercan Group, and also we have a very exciting investment opportunity, which Jerry will be taking us through at the later part of the presentation. Welcome on board, Jerry.
Thank you very much. Looking forward.
Yeah. So friends, let's move with the presentation now. So, I'm sure most of you would have heard about the Portugal Golden Visa. And over the last 2 years, we have seen that Portugal Golden Visa is getting increasingly popular. So let's take a closer look at this program and see why it is getting so popular. Let's start with the numbers first. So Portugal Golden Visa program was started in 2012. And in the last 10 years, more than 10,000 golden visas have been issued to individual investors. This does not include the family members. So more than 10,000 investors have got Portugal Golden Visa over the last 10 years. So many of our clients, they ask us that whether this program is actually running, whether people are actually getting the visas. You can see from here, this is the data from SEF, which is, the Portuguese government website. And it shows that, yes, the program is thriving. Year on year, the number of people going for the program is increasing. And more than 10,000 people have successfully got the Golden Visa. And from the numbers, you can also see that China, more than 50% of the Golden Visas have gone to Chinese nationals. What is really interesting is the change in the trend now. If you see the recent numbers for February 22, more and more Americans, you can see that, US nationalities are at #1 position. More and more Americans are now looking at residency in Europe, and they're preferring Portugal. That is followed by China. And surprisingly, India is fast catching up. Over the last 2 years, the Golden Visa program has become very popular among Indian investors. And India is among the top 5 nationalities for Portugal Golden Visa. Also, many of you would have read about a month back, there was an article in Times of India where they've quoted that Portugal is among the top countries preferred by Indians for immigration. It was ahead of US, Canada, and Australia. So friends, let us take a closer look at Portugal. Let's understand about Portugal's location. If you see this map over here, you can see Portugal is located right over here in the southern western tip of Europe. And because of this location, it is very easy to move, convenient from here to travel to Europe, to Africa, to Middle East. And also it is situated halfway between India and North America. So because of this convenient location, there is a lot of mobility. And another part about this location is that because it is located along the Atlantic Ocean in the southern west tip of Europe, it enjoys a perfect weather. We'll be talking more about the Portuguese weather in the next slides. So here, let us take a closer look at Portugal. This is a map of Portugal over here. You can see it has just one neighbor, which Spain, with which it enjoys a very friendly relationship. And on the other 3 sides, it is, it has the Atlantic Ocean. So right up over here in the north, we have Porto. Porto is the second most prosperous and the largest city in Portugal. It is also an heritage site. You find a lot of ancient architecture, heritage structures, etc. located over here. And it is also a very popular tourist destination in Europe. And for those of you wine lovers, port wine comes from Porto. And also those of you who are football fans, you would know that FC Porto Football Club is located over here. Further, the Mercan Group in Portugal is headquartered in Porto. They have many hotels over here in Porto which are already operational. Coming down over here in the center, we have Lisbon located along the sea. Lisbon is the capital city of Portugal. It is also a major international commercial hub. The beauty about Lisbon is that it has a blend of modern as well as historical architecture. So you will find very old buildings over here, heritage structures. At the same time, you will find modern buildings, towers, etc. Some of the very large corporates like Vodafone, Google, Amazon, Ernst & Young, etc. They have their offices in Lisbon. Also, it is a destination for top luxury cruises in Europe. If you are walking along the sea in Lisbon, you will find huge cruise liners docked over there. Right at the bottom over here in the south, we have Algarve region. You have cities like Lagos, Faro located over here. Now, Algarve is, a beautiful destination. It's a very popular beach destination. It is famous for its sun, sand, and beaches. So Algarve is something similar to what we have in Goa over here. People go over there to enjoy, to relax, and also to have fun. Also, a lot of rich, people, particularly from North Europe, UK, and now America, have their second homes, villas over here. A lot of celebrities will have their grand villas over here. Algarve is also famous for its golf courses. In such a small region, there are more than 30 golf courses. So for those of you who are looking at enjoying a retired life, in a peaceful location along sun and sand and enjoy golfing, Algarve will be the ideal destination for you. Now let us look at why Portugal is so attractive. First and foremost, because of its location, we can see that Portugal has a perfect weather. In the winter, the minimum temperature over here goes to about 8 degrees centigrades. That is what we have in Delhi during winters. And in summer, the maximum temperature goes to about 28 degrees. So it has a very pleasant weather. And this is very suitable for people, especially for us Indians. Many of us Indians, we do not prefer cold weather. So this will be an ideal place for us. The second reason is Portugal is considered to be third safest country in the world. And this is particularly important in current times. In today's time, when there is turbulence, there is disturbances all over the world. It is important for us to have a safe haven to protect our family and ourselves. So, many of our clients who we have been talking to have been telling us that, right now, currently, there is a war going on in Europe between Ukraine and Russia. So we don't want to consider any immigration program. We want to put it on hold. Now, we have to say that, firstly, the war which is going on is on the eastern part of Europe, which is far, far away. Portugal is located at the extreme west-southwest. So it is not directly impacted by the war which is happening over there. The second thing we would like to say is that it is precisely for uncertain times like this that we need to create an alternative residency plan. So if at all there is any problem, you can move elsewhere. We all know that because of the war, there are more than 5 million refugees from Ukraine who had to fled, who had to leave their home and take shelter in some other countries. We also know that now, Russian citizens are also suffering. Most of the countries have banned Russians and they have stopped issuing them residency and citizenship of their country. So it is precisely for times like this that we need to create an alternative backup plan or an insurance so that if there is any emergency, if there is any crisis, if there is any health crisis, political crisis, economic crisis, at least we have a backup plan and we can take care of our family and move there. The other important thing about Portugal is that it has a very powerful passport. Surprisingly, Portuguese passport ranks ahead of passport from countries like US, Canada, Australia, and UK. We'll be talking more about the Portuguese passport in the next slide. Also, again, Portuguese people are very warm and friendly, and they're very welcoming. Just like us Indians, they believe in relationship. They are very warm and very friendly. And also, Portugal enjoys a very good ties with India. We all know that Goa was a Portuguese colony. And also the current Prime Minister of Portugal has, his ancestors are from Goa. Another factor in favor of Portugal is its relatively low cost of living. Europe, as we all know, most of you would have traveled to Europe, that the cost of living is very high. Things are very expensive in countries like Germany, France, Switzerland, etc. But when it comes to Portugal, Portugal is ranked 22nd on the cost of living index in Europe. Things are quite affordable over there. Even with just 2,000 or 3,000 euros a month, you can enjoy a comfortable life in Portugal. And all these factors make Portugal the best destination to retire. If you Google the best place to retire, I'm sure you will find Portugal in all the articles, in all the rankings and survey. So all these factors make Portugal a very attractive destination. Now let's take a look at the Portuguese passport, which we spoke about. So Portuguese passport is ranked, usually in the annual ranking, it ranks at 4th or 5th position and is ahead of other countries like US, UK, Canada, and Australia. And this is because with the Portuguese passport, you can travel to more than 180 countries. You can see in this map over here, all the countries which are highlighted in green. You have Canada, you have USA, Mexico, the whole of South America, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia. So virtually all the countries that we Indians like to travel to, you can travel visa-free with a Portuguese passport. And this is one of the biggest advantages. Now let us look at the Portugal Golden Visa program and see why it is considered to be the fastest and easiest way of getting a European Union residency as well as citizenship. So the process is very simple. It's an investment-based program. All you have to do is invest about 280,000 to 500,000 in a property in Portugal. This is in Indian rupees terms, it is about 2.25 crores. It's for the price of a property that you have in a city like a Mumbai or a Bangalore or a Delhi. Right. And with this investment, you will get your residency permit, the initial golden visa within 1 year. Once you get your golden visa, you have a right to stay in Portugal, right? You become a permanent resident, you have a right of permanently residing in Portugal. However, it is not obligatory. It is not necessary for you to stay in Portugal all the time. All you have to do is spend just 7 days in a year in Portugal to maintain your residency conditions. So this is quite different from other, permanent residency conditions of other countries like US, UK, Canada, where you have to actually go to those countries and stay there for at least 6 months in a year to maintain your residency condition. So there is no such requirement in case of Portugal. You can continue to stay in your home country. You can run your business affairs. You can continue working over here. Just visit Portugal once a year for 7 days, and you will still be able to maintain your residency conditions. And after you have maintained residency for a period of 5 years, you become eligible for Portuguese citizenship, which entitles you to a Portuguese passport. Of course, in order to get a citizenship, you also have to give Portuguese language test. This is, quite common. Any country, if you are taking up a citizenship, you have to give that language test. The good thing about the Portuguese language test is that it is basic level, and you will have ample time to prepare for this test. You can start preparing for right now itself. You need not wait for the 5 years when you become eligible, and you can clear your test, and the test results will be valid by the time you become eligible for citizenship. And also, once you become a citizen, you can sell your property and get your money back. So let us look at other requirements. The other thing is about this is there is no age limit. Any adult with the age of above 18 years of age can become eligible for this program. So even if you are 50 years, 60 years, you can still just invest and go for the program. Again, there is no language test to be given. There is no education criteria. Many of you would have considered the residency programs of other countries, and over there, there are some requirements. You have to give a language test. You have to score certain points. You have to show some business experience or management experience. There is no such requirement in case of Portugal Golden Visa. Also, some of you may be looking at the EB5 program, and you know how onerous it is to collect the documents required to show your source of funds. There is no such requirement in the case of Portugal. You just have to show that you have money to invest. That's it. You don't have to prove how you don't need to give detailed documentation in terms of your source of fund. Again, there is no interview. You invest, you submit your application, and you will get your golden visa. Now let us look at what are the benefits of Portugal Golden Visa. First, we'll talk about the residency benefits. These benefits you get immediately on getting your golden visa, that is usually within a year. So you get a right to live, work, study in Portugal. Not only that, you also get healthcare benefits in Portugal. Also, your children can get education benefits if they're studying in Portugal. But the biggest advantage of Golden Visa card is that you get visa-free access to all the Schengen countries. So you don't need to apply for visa. You just use your Golden Visa card and enter into any of the Schengen countries. Another good part about the residency is that, like we discussed earlier, you need to spend only 7 days a year or 14 days in 2 years to maintain your residency condition. Now, let us look at the citizenship benefits. Now, these are the major benefits which accrue to you after 5 years when you become eligible for citizenship. So once you get your citizenship in Portugal, you become not only citizen of Portugal, but of the entire European Union. So friends, we know we have discussed in our earlier webinar that European Union is an economic and political union of 27 European countries, Austria, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, France, Sweden, Portugal, Spain, etc. All these countries have come together and decided to liberalize the borders between them to allow free movement of goods, services, money, as well as people. So once you are a citizen of Portugal, you can move freely in any of these 27 European countries. You can settle there, you can work there, you can do business. Not only that, your children can also study in the education institutes over there, and they can get the same education benefits, which is free education or subsidized education, which a resident of that particular country is entitled to. You will also get healthcare benefit in that country. And you will also get a very powerful Portuguese passport, which we discuss in detail. So these are the benefits, citizen benefits, which you will get once you become a citizen of Portugal. Now, this is the icing on the cake. Many clients come to us, they want to migrate outside India, but they also want to take their parents. And most of the other programs that we consider, the top residency programs do not allow you to take your parents. Portugal Golden Visa is one program which allows you to take not only your parents, but also your spouse's parents. Further, you can also take your adult children who are up to 26 years of age, as long as you are able to prove that they are studying and they are dependent upon you. So with a single investment, you can cover the entire extended family, be it 5 people, 7 people, 8 people, 10 people in the family. All of them can be covered with a single investment, and all of them can get Golden Visa. So friends, we have seen what is Portugal Golden Visa, what are its benefits, what is the process. And now let me just summarize why Portugal Golden Visa is getting so popular. First, the process is quite quick and easy. Second, you can take your entire extended family, your parents, your spouse's parents, as well as adult dependent children. Third, the stay requirement is quite flexible. It is not necessary for you to stay over there. Just spend 7 days in a year and you will still be able to maintain your residency condition. And after 5 years, you get a citizenship, not only of Portugal, but of the entire European Union. And you also get a very powerful Portuguese passport. So because of all these benefits, Portugal Golden Visa program is one of the most sought after Golden Visa program today, especially after COVID, where everybody is looking for a backup plan, an alternative option, and also among people who are looking at retiring and also getting tax benefits. So with this, I will end my presentation. I will now invite Jerry to come and take over and let us know more about the Mercan Group and the investment opportunity that they have. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Paresh. It's a real pleasure to speak here today, and it's really a pleasure to work with your fine company, Acquest. We really enjoy working with you, and you really do a great service to your clients. So please continue all the good work you're doing. Thank you. We were one of the first companies in Canada to get involved in the Canadian Immigrant Investor Program, which started in 1989, and we grew that to where we're the top immigration group in Canada today.
So the arrival of Mercan to Portugal happened in 2015. Why Mercan arrived to Portugal? So basically, Mercan was already a leading performer and practitioner in the area of immigration by investment, with a leading role in North America. So then we decided that Europe was probably the next great opportunity.
And when we looked at Europe, we analyzed everything, we realized Portugal was the best place to go.
We are a unique integrated solution provider.
We always work with an internationally branded hotel, which gives you a comfort and confidence that this is a good product. We have great locations, and hospitality location is everything.
Portugal was offering a program that allowed investors that just by being in Portugal 7 days per year, after 5 years, they would have access to citizenship.
And finally, we have an exit strategy. An exit strategy where you can feel very comfortable that you're going to get your money back once you get your passport.
Our investments are very safe. So today, we are the leading real estate developer in rehabilitation of products into hospitality.
In terms of Mercan, one of the reasons for our success is the quality and the talent of the people that work with us. On the development side, we ensure that we have the top engineers, the top accountants, the top finance people, and the top managers to manage the property to deliver a very, very good, fine product and to look after our investors' money.
It's also because we have the support of the major brands, which is Marriott, Hilton, IHG, and Wyndham.
And what we try and do is to help people achieve their dreams or their goals, whether it be going as a simple worker, or whether it be going to join family, or whether it's on an economic basis. We're there to help people and to give them good, honest advice and to help make their dreams come true. Great. Okay, I'm just trying to share the screen here. Just 1 second, please. Okay, what I'll do today, I'll be talking about our projects. A little background first on Mercan. We started in 1989. We're originally a Canadian company. We started in Canada. We moved into the United States in 1991. We were one of the first companies to do the EB-5 program. In the United States, we did 38 projects and over 1.5 billion of investments. We looked beyond North America in 2016, and we looked at all the different possibilities in Europe and determined that Portugal was the best program in Europe because of the ease and the price. So we set up shop in Portugal, and we were the first company to do the rehabilitation program, where you could invest as little as 280,000 and get your golden visa for Portugal. Now we're up to our 17th project in Portugal, and we have over 500 million euros of development in process. And 1 out of every 2 people going to Portugal will invest in one of our golden visa projects. So we operate throughout the world. As I mentioned, our head office is in Canada. Over the years, as we developed, we set up offices in various places around the world. Now, in terms of Portugal, our head office is in Porto, and this is our head office location here. We now have 100 people working in our various offices in Portugal. In terms of the Golden Visa program itself, initially people would all go after the 500,000 investment where you could just buy an apartment at 500,000 and you get your Golden Visa. Well, as of January, the program has changed. You can no longer buy residential real estate in Porto, Lisbon, or other coastal areas. So that no longer is available. And in terms of the venture capital funds, which used to be 350,000, they're now 500,000. The only thing that didn't change in January is you could still do what we do, which is commercial, hospitality, hotel, real estate in the major cities of Porto, Lisbon, and the coastal areas at either 280,000 in the more remote areas or 350,000 in the city. Now, in terms of the Golden Visa process itself, basically it's quite simple. If we were to start the process today, what we would do is we would arrange a Zoom call with the applicant and their spouse. And during that call, what we would do, and that would be with the lawyers, during that call, what we would do is first authenticate both your passports, and secondly, get you to sign a power of attorney. With this power of attorney, we would get both of you Portuguese tax numbers and open a personal bank account in Portugal. This would take approximately 4 to 5 weeks. Once this is done, you will fund the account at your convenience. And when you had sufficient funds in place and you're ready to proceed with the transaction, the deal will take place. Very typical real estate transaction. We go before the notary, and you're represented by your lawyers, the seller by their lawyers. The transaction will take place, and you'll be issued a deed of ownership in your name for the percentage interest that you will own in the hotel. Once this is done, then we proceed to file your application online. Very simple documentation, birth certificate, marriage certificate, and no criminal certificate. That's it. Once we file online, 2 to 3 months later, you will receive your pre-approval. And at this point, you and your family will travel to Portugal to do your biometrics. Once you do your biometrics, 3 to 5 months later, you receive your Golden Visa cards. And at this point, your 5-year investment period will start. The first Golden Visa cards are good for 2 years. During those 2 years, you need to spend 14 days in Portugal. Then the next Golden Visa cards are good for another 2 years. Again, you will spend 14 days in Portugal. Then on the next card, and in the 5th year, you need to spend 7 days in Portugal. And upon previously passing a beginner Portuguese exam, you can apply for citizenship. Citizenship takes approximately 8 to 10 months. So you're looking at holding the investment for about 6.5 years. Now I'll talk about our investment now, which is in Porto, which is in, it's in Lagos. So we call this project the Lagos Marina. And this hotel consists of 2 Hilton hotels, 1 4-star Curio hotel, and 1 3-star Hilton Garden Inn. So it's 2 hotels on 1 property. And the hotel is located in a place called Lagos. Lagos is in the Algarve, and Lagos is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the Algarve. And the Algarve itself is one of the top beach destinations, golf destinations in Europe, with fantastic beaches. Now here's a picture. If you could ever say a picture paints 1,000 words, this is where the project will be located. This is in Lagos. If you look at the white triangle, that's where the 2 hotels will be located. And as you can see, it's right beside the Lagos Marina and walking distance to downtown Lagos. In addition, you're walking distance to one of the top beaches in the area. So it's a fantastic location. And, you know, and hospitality location is everything. As I mentioned, this project is for 385 investors, and it consists of a 180-room 4-star hotel and a 90-room 3-star all suites hotel. The investment is $280,000, and you have the guaranteed buyback at the year 6. Now, the project itself, I mentioned, it's two hotels together. And it's going to be in the Lagos Marina. As you can see, it's going to have fantastic views overlooking the ocean. So you're going to have swimming pools, you can have pool bars, you'll have balconies with overlooking of the ocean. There'll be a sunken garden with restaurants, gym, and private terraces. So it'll be your typical resort hotel. Now, the investment itself, the 4-star hotel, as I mentioned, will have 180 rooms, and the 3-star hotel will have 90 rooms. And as you can see, that's how they'll look together. Now, as I mentioned, it's 385 investors. You invest 280,000 euros. Now, we don't offer return, but we do pay all your taxes, your IMT and your VAT. And this is about 35,000 euros that we're saving you. So it's equivalent to about a 2% return. You'll get 1 free week per year or 2 weeks over 2 years, and you have the guaranteed buyback at the end. The project went on sale just less than 6 weeks ago, and we've already sold half the units. So I expect this project will be gone by July 1st. In terms of appraisal, the appraisal is over 113 million, which is much more than we're paying. We're investing in the project. So you can see you're paying fair market value for your investment. And that's really important, that you know you're paying the right price. Now, so that's the projects available now. And what I'd like to talk a little bit about is our track record in the business. So everybody talks about everything. So we have 5 hotels open now, and that's really, and we have 3 more opening this year. So one of the first hotels we opened was called Casa, and this is right in the center of Portugal, in Porto, right on the main street. This hotel has just been reclassified. It'll be a 5-star under the Intercontinental Group that will be coming up in the fall. This hotel is a fabulous property, and it's running literally 90% occupancy. So it's very popular, the hotel. And, you know, on all these properties I'm showing you, they're open. At the bottom, you can see the website where if you want to book a room or if you want to check if it's real, you can go check it. So, you know, it's good to see that, you know, these properties are real. And the next one is a boutique hotel in Amarante, which is about 40 minutes from Porto. It's a boutique hotel, and it's in a famous region, which is famous for Vino Verde, which is green wine. As you can see, the picture has beautiful gardens on the river. So it's a really nice property. The next one is Fontina, and this is a Wyndham Hotel, and it's on Santa Catarina, which is the main shopping street in Porto. So it's right downtown, and this hotel is also open. The next one is called Sir. It's a Hilton brand name. It's from the Tapestry collection. This is right beside the largest tourist attraction in Porto, which is the Sir Cathedral, right beside the main train station. This is an 80-room hotel, 4-star property that's also open right now. The next one is a 4 Points by Sheraton. This is in an area called Montesinas, which is a suburb of Porto. It's right in the front of the #1 beach and surfing area in Porto. So it's a great location, 1 block from the beach. And this is a Sheraton hotel, and it's also open now. And then we have hotels that are under construction. We have one, which is a Marriott hotel, which will be opening next year, which is overlooking the historic area of Porto, which is a beautiful property. Then we have what's called Bella's Art Suites, which is a historic hotel located right in the historic area of Porto, which will be opening at the end of this year. Then we have a Hilton Garden Inn, which is in an area called Evora, which is a beautiful wine and vineyard area about 1 hour from Lisbon. This is one of our earlier projects, and this will be opening at the end of this year. Then we have, which is our 4-star Marriott Renaissance Hotel, which is opening at the end of this year. This is right in the heart of the city, and it's the largest hotel and convention center in the city of Porto. So this will be opening at the end of this year. Then the next hotel is the Porto Arts, which is a Wyndham All Suites Resort that's under construction and will be opening early next year. And then we have in the main business district of Porto, a Holiday Inn Express, which is under construction and will be opening early next year. Then we have a second hotel from Evora, which will be a Holiday Inn Express that's under construction and will be opening next year. And then we have our 5-star resort, which is a Marriott resort, and it's also in Lagos, and it will be starting construction shortly. And then finally, we have our Marriott Moxie Hotel, which will be in the city of Lisbon, which will be starting construction this summer.
I would like to thank you all. Thank you, Jerry, for being with us. Any last words from you, Jerry?
Well, thank you everyone for listening to us today. I think we have some great opportunities. I think with Acquest and Paresh and his team, you're in good hands. I'm sure they'll look after you very well and give you good advice and help you on the path to whatever choice you may make. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jerry. Thank you. Bye.